Selling variations on eBay might be simple and easy to follow. However, actually it can be frustrating to set a listing up with multiple variations, such as different packet sizes or colours of a particular product, if you don't know how to add the multi-listings to eBay effectively. And within this video, we're going to show you exactly how you can do that with listings going forward. To sell on eBay, you might have many similar items which have a slight difference in attributes such as colour, size, material, style, shape, width, length. The list goes on. There's lots of different attributes or variations, as we call them, that are different within products. Now with eBay multi-listings, you can actually create one single fixed listing with a selection of different prices for each different variation or attribute of the product that you add. Buyer goes to your listing, they can then actually select the different colour, the different size, etc. that they want to purchase and see the associated price. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Come across these gloves, for example. Now, these gloves here, we've got the image. There's only one image actually on this listing, so I'm not going to talk about the images. This actually breaks the rules on eBay for the main image. But this is the variation. So there's two different variations that we can see here. We've got size, small, medium, large, extra large, and then we've got a second one, which is the pack size that it's coming in. So they're selling them as pack 20, so that's 10 pairs, a box of 100, 2 boxes, 200, 300, 500, and 1,000. And if we were to select, let's say, the small at 20, we'd be paying $4.99. However, if we wanted to buy 100 gloves, you can see the changes. So as we scroll through, we can see that obviously the price goes up the more gloves we're buying. Now, don't be fooled. This multi-buy here is not to do with the variations. This is actually a discount offer that if you were to buy, let's say, 1 pack of this size, you would get them for $99.99. But if you were to buy 2 packs, you'd get each pack for $98. So you're getting a discount there. Obviously, you can see all the other information about how many have sold. But you kind of catch my drift in terms of kind of what we're looking at here. So this is just an example of one listing with multiple variations of the same product. Now, it could be actually, for example, that they had a third variation here where they didn't just do them in black, they actually had them in blue, and so on and so forth. The thing about this is that you can manage your inventory amounts or the unit quantity you've got for each small, medium, large, and extra large, and then obviously the different variations of quantities very easily, because when you're creating this one listing, you can tell eBay, okay, I've got, let's say 10 packs of these 20 gloves, and I've got 100 boxes of this one box, and so on and so forth. So as each different item, should I say, is sold, what will then happen is the quantity that you originally added will take into consideration the sale, and that will then reduce, and it will show exactly to the customer how many units are actually left of each box. Now, when one sells out, so let's say the clear winner on this listing was 3 boxes, once the unit quantity is completely sold out, this then grays out, and only the buyers that are looking at this listing will be able to see, okay, I can purchase this size, this amount, not this amount is grayed out, this amount and this amount, and obviously whatever relevant sizes are also available to them. The news is that most categories are set up on eBay for variation listings. You can actually create and manage your variations that you actually list through the advanced listing form under your Seller Hub if you are a business account owner. And you can also, if you're a personal account owner, you can also create variation listings too. Jump in live right now and show you how to create one. I've got a listing that we've just revised to show you before we go ahead and create a second one just for demonstration purposes. Now, this is a type of variation listing that we've got. So we're selling these Mounties that are blue and green. Okay, so we've got 2 different, exactly the same product, but the only difference is the colour. And so what we've done here is not only obviously add the different coloured products within the images, but we've also put that throughout, and we've created the listing so that when the buyer goes to it, when it's live, they can then select, just like we showed in the previous example, between the green and the blue option, and they can go ahead and they can check out and they can buy it. So what you're going to do is you're going to sign into your eBay account, and once you're in, you're going to click the sell button. you're going to either enter the EAN of the actual product itself or just pop in the name of the product. So these are keywords for that particular product. Now we can see that it's no match, so we're going to continue with that match and we're going to then just add it. So we're going to select new. Obviously you'll select the condition of your item. And from here, it will then pre-select a category for us and we can obviously change that. Now I'm not interested in doing anything with the images just yet, or the title or anything else other than building out the variation. Now if we scroll down just below the category tab, we can see that this one's actually, they've selected mount stands and holders, which actually is the category we were going to choose. Just below the item category section, you've then got the specifics, which we'll fill in later on. But if we scroll down, you can see here variations. So it says here, save time and money by listing multiple variations of your item in one multi-quantity fixed listing. Now, because we're doing a fixed price for this, we can go ahead and do variations. So what we're going to do now is click edit. Now it takes us to the variations page, where on the left hand side we can create our variations. So we can select the attribute and then select the options for that product for us to sell, and that will then land on the right hand side. Basically creating the attributes for the item, so the size or the colour, etc. So once you create the attributes, you can then add options to each. For example, for a colour attribute, add the different colours of this particular product, such as green and blue. And then obviously, as I've said, when the buyer clicks on the tab, they can then select between the colours, and you can also attribute different pricing to the colours as well. So for example, in the attribute section, I just clicked add and I want to add the colour. Highly important and recommended to create your own attributes, okay, for the variations, and not to choose the ones necessarily that are all within the variation page. So for example, here we've got colour, so we're going to go with blue first. Okay, click continue. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do the blue one, and then we can obviously go back and do the green one. You see here now it says the number of variations, we've got one so far, blue, and we can go back and edit it there. So now what we can do is add photos. Here we're adding the photos that are relevant to this variation. Now we've got an issue with these two images, which we'll deal with later. But you can see, and I'm just going to get rid of those for now, we can see that when obviously the customer actually clicks the drop down for the blue option, they'll actually then see this image pick up, and you can do whatever you need to do to make those images better in here, or you can do them using software outside. Now you can obviously add as many photos as you like, up to the maximum quantity, and I would take the initiative, if you've got a selection of photos, lifestyle images as well, to obviously utilise those. Just make sure that your first main image is obviously a blank white background. Also, you can use the default photos within your main listing, or you can actually change the photos in your listing to the attribute. Okay, so we can see here colour, blue, and so on and so forth. So we're going to use the default photo for now. What we then want to do here is we want to add in the EAN of the particular item. Now currently we're showing that we've only got one quantity and we haven't got any price. So what we can do here now is select this, and we want to enter the price. So we're going to be selling this for $21.99, which is including our actual cost to dispatch to the buyer. And now what we want to do is we want to add in the unit amount. So we've got 10 of these to sell. You can add in a custom SKU as well. So for example, this is in reference to you to show your variation. So for example, it might just be blue, and click save. And if, for example, so if we uncheck this, if for example you make a mistake, you can always select the relevant attribute and then you can click the delete button as well. Now, we've added the blue one, now we want to go ahead and we want to add the green one. Now you can do this right at the start, you don't need to come back in and do this, it's just to add row automatically. It just means that you don't have to, obviously, you don't make any mistakes, so it's entirely up to you how you do it. So again, what we're going to be doing here, and we can see now that the photo is different. So we're going to be using the colour photos for each of these. And we're going to select green, because obviously we've got this one here is the default, this one here is the green one. So we're going to go ahead and add the green one now. Done, and obviously you would add all of the other images in there as well, because we've changed it to colour. we want to ensure that obviously we're showing all of the images. If we were just to leave these two here and go ahead and add the rest of the information, then click save and close, these images would obviously pull through to the main listing and they'd be the only two that are on there. So make sure that you add as many as you can, including lifestyle images. So now what I want to do is I want to do the same again. I want to enter the price. Now I might want to sell this one at $20.99. Okay, so you can sell this one slightly more, this one slightly less, or you can sell them exactly the same. Now notice that I've got this checked because I'm adding information to this one. Now I might have 15 of these ones. I might want to enter the SKU of 1, 2, 3, 4 green, just as an example. And then I can go ahead and add the EAN in there as well for reference. Now, once you've added all of your attributes, you've checked obviously all of the images are there and there's no issues with them and they're in the right order, so you can drag and drop and move them once they're in here, once they've been uploaded, and you've got all this information correct, you can simply click save and close. So now is the attributes have been added. So we've got a blue and a green. We've got a price range between $20.99 and $21.99. And we've got a total combined quantity for both of those at 25. So this is in the variation section. Now, obviously, we've got the rest of the listing to complete. We can add a video if we want to for this particular product, but you'll notice that we only have the option to add a video. The images have now been removed. So, like I said to you, we obviously only added 2 different images. It's very important to make sure that any other images, so we just click add image, the lifestyle one, that you add in there and just make sure they're obviously pixelated and their dimensions are accurate and correct. Now that we've added more images, you can see them added there. Now, obviously, in terms of the quantity, we added obviously that we had 15 of the green, this one here, and 10 of the blue. And so when 10 of these blues sell out, the active listing will then only show the green in stock. This is a continued seller for you. What you can come in and do is basically revise the listing. So go into your Seller Hub if you're a business account, or if you're a personal account, go to your selling listings, find the active listing, click revise, and then you can come in and specifically update the quantity for that particular item. So, you know, if you ordered another 100, let's say, you can then add in 100 units. So that will then, once you've placed it live and you click save, what it will then show is that blue item is back in stock with 100 units to sell out. What's left to do once you've added your variations is obviously complete the listing in full, making sure it's fully optimized. Make sure you've added your title, subtitle if required, all your item specifics in relation to both. In this example that we've covered, we're doing green and blue, so make sure that information is in there, that you've also got green and blue within your title. You've added your description and obviously the rest of the listing before going ahead and placing it live.